Anthony has known Tom for a long time, and he's come to our house multiple times throughout the years since we've had children. He's known that that's been one of Anthony's biggest projects that he's wanted to do. But the thing I love about Tom is that he's realistic and he reads both of us, and I love the vintage charm this house has. These windows that were originally with the house were original, beautiful windows that cranked. I mean, it was just very detailed. And to me, the problem was always like, if I'm going to change the windows to my husband Anthony, we have to do it right. And Tom understood that. He's like, it's going to be expensive. So the one thing I love about Tom is like, if you can't do it today, save up for later. And that's what we've been doing. Other things happen that you can't do it. And he's like, I'm glad you waited because you got what you want. So when we sat down in Tom's office, he had a whole selection of windows, and you know, he tries to work with you on your pricing, and which is great. But in the end, what I wanted was to have the same type of feel with the original windows, the uniqueness of all the detail with the what are they called?
The grids.
The grids. And Anthony was like, why don't we just not have as many grids? Why don't we do this? I'm like, now you're changing the whole aspect of the house. And Tom got where I was coming from. And I'm like, Anthony, if we're going to do it, we're going to have to step up a little bit more, spend a little bit more, but get it done right, because it just really makes a difference. And if you see our house now, all the neighbors are like, oh my God, it looks beautiful. It's more contemporary, yes, because we went with black, but it definitely has that vintage character, just like the older house did. And Tom is really good about talking you through that and showing you the different options. And working with us. He's just great to work with.
And he did offer ideas, ways to stay within budget. Also gave us some ideas when it came to budgeting, financing, all that stuff. Yeah. So again, very trusted relationship. We didn't feel any pressure at all.
Yeah, so one of the big things that we had, this first floor, majority of the windows were cranks. Casement windows. I mean, that's really expensive. So when we originally talked, he's like, that is so expensive. So we walked through each room and he's like, look, you don't need casement windows on these sides of the kitchen. You just need, he gave us another option. We had no idea anything about it. It was the windows that push out. It's like an awning window. I mean, when we see it, it's beautiful. I'm like, I'm glad we did it, because he was right. We did not need casement windows where it cranks out on those windows. So he gave us ideas like that to really help with the cost, but at the same time not change the aesthetics, and really the flow of the air is perfect. It's just like having a crank. It's probably even better.
And I think what we found is we know we're not experts in this.
Yeah.
We know what we think we know, but when you have someone that can come in and offer ideas to you, one of the things that Tom focused on was the ability to maximize light, in addition to the look and feel, and so we had never even thought about that aspect of it. We just thought a window's a window, and when he came through and explained it to us, this house doesn't have a lot of direct sunlight that hits us, and natural light that lights up the house. So his ideas even there were stuff that we didn't even pay attention to prior to the process of going through this.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail, and he's very patient, and he walks you through all the detail from the cranks and the how many
hardware,
and grids. And the one thing I would have to say is I'm very particular, and I like things to look nice. I like it the way I like it. So of course, like, I shopped through Pinterest and got ideas. And so when Tom came, I'm like, I have this idea, Tom. And he's like, I know where you're headed to. I've done homes like that. He understood my feel. Anthony didn't do that. He just knew he wanted to get them replaced. So it was like a different side. He saw my side, and he's like, all right, if we're going to go with this side, let's do this. So he really listens to the both of us. He's kind of like our mediator.
Yeah, he's like our shrink.
Yeah. But he was great at it. He understood, and he appreciated that I brought pictures and things that I've already liked, that I've seen from other homes, to help us make the final decision on, black versus white, and, how many grids, and that's, yeah, pretty much.